Hi, my name is Jack and welcome to Spirit Theory. After studying the Mbti and community for a few years now, I want to discuss 7 things I wish I knew before starting my type journey. Number 1 is it's okay if you don't get your type right off the bat. It's okay if you try on different shoes to see which one fits. I actually think that this is a fundamental part of the self-discovery process because it forces us to look at ourselves in ways that maybe we didn't consider before. Ask other people if certain characteristics in profiles sound like you, or ask other people what they think you're like. Yes, your self-perception is important, however, we can't see ourselves properly, so understanding that feedback is really, really important. Also, we do learn more from being wrong than we do being right, so just embrace the process. Number 2, no model is perfect. Just as your insights and understanding grows, so does that of those making the model. No model is 100% compatible with each other. It's all based off of different interpretations and understandings of Jungian's work or the Myers-Briggs, but even Myers-Briggs based her understanding off of Jung, and so it's just something to kind of keep in mind. If you've been typed a way in a different system, then it might not be your type in another system. Learn about the cognitive functions early on. And I don't mean from YouTube, I mean from the original source themselves, although I guess you could argue you could find some of that on YouTube. We filter things through our own understanding, so it's really important that we figure out things for ourselves. Jung's work might be extremely difficult to kind of digest, especially if you're just starting out, but I do highly recommend at least giving it a read through. His psychological types, honestly, the chapters aren't that long on the cognitive functions, and it can kind of give you a baseline as to figure out how far we've come from the original meaning. And I also find that his work might be a little bit more relatable and might help you actually find what your type is. Number 4, there is more than 16 personalities, so that's why it's so important to understand the cognitive functions early on. If you limit yourself to 16 personalities, you are going to get lost, and you are going to get lost in stereotypes. Although it is a really great place to start because at its most simplest, there's 8 types because there's 8 cognitive functions, but at its most complex, there is 1024 Myers-Briggs combinations. So yeah, get a good feel for the cognitive functions. Figure out which one is your first and your second one. Don't rely too heavily on the profiles because profile might allude to you being a certain way when in reality we can't shrink all of this understanding into just this amount. So number 5, don't rush the discovery process and stay open-minded. I can say honestly after how many years now that I'm still not 100% sure what my type is. I definitely know what my cognitive functions are, but what exactly is my lead one? Well, I'm about 80% sure, but I'm not 100% sure. And that's okay. What I do know is where I'm lacking and the cognitive functions that do need work. So that's really what is the most important thing, I think, out of all. Number 6, don't compare yourself to other people hoping that you'll find your type. Too often we'll end up relying on stereotypes, and also there's a chance that they might be mistyped themselves. If you are looking to figure out how to compare yourselves, a good tool actually would be Voltology. It's the study of linking microexpressions and whatnot to personality and the cognitions. I personally have found it to be an extremely useful tool, and it's going to be the future of type regardless. So embrace it now, embrace it later, it's really up to you. Number 7, be prepared to feel like you have it all figured out to feeling like you understand nothing at all. This is part of the self-discovery game. So, yet again, be patient, enjoy the process, have some fun with it. It's gonna be okay. But yeah, the whole point of me starting this channel is to kind of break apart some common misconceptions. The Myers-Briggs community has kind of bred, but not only that, I also want to bring back a more old school Jungian approach to type and summarize and make that information a little bit more digestible for other people. That's everything. I hope you guys found this video to be useful. If you did, give it a like and a subscribe. In the next few videos, I will be discussing the cognitive functions and comparing the definitions across various models. So stay tuned for that. Alright, have a good one. Bye.